Hello, Bill Lowe.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful today.
So, Bill, a lot of people don't know who you are or what you do. Of course, you've got an interesting background. Maybe you could share a little bit with me about what that is.
Well, I used to be in the TV business and
TV business.
television, and I decided to retire early when I was 60 and moved up here because I wanted to be out in the country. I grew up in the Orange County area, which when I was born and grew up, it was in the country and became one big city. So I wanted to move back to a country setting. So Mariposa is perfect for me.
So, you kind of not retired, yeah. You're doing things here in Mariposa.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of projects. So, well, of course, as you know, I run the Butterfly Festival, but also I make films. And I did the Miwok film. There's several films because of COVID we haven't been able to release, but some people might know the Mariposa experience, which I think has been seen by about four to 5,000 people. And then the upcoming films are Vets, which is about our local veterans. It's a feature length. And then also the high school MCHS Grizzly Experience about our high school students. And that was shot last year, but unfortunately we weren't able to premiere it this winter time. So we're going to premiere it next February.
So, you do green screen productions and
Yes, right over here. This is a green screen right here with Trace DeSandris. Let's see if I can find, if it lets me. Here is this. We'll try to make it a little bigger. How can we do this?
you've got quite a production studio in here.
Yeah, this is all Final Cut, which that's what I prefer. Other people like Adobe. Let's see if I can make this work here. Get the screen up there. So let me see. We're on the train. So this is the trolley there at the in the old trolley there at the visitor center, which no one's using, and it's actually in really bad shape. So what I did here is that if he's on a green screen, so this is him. This is the green screen. I put the filter on, and then we go down a little bit further. Here's the trolley, and what I did is I cut out the windows, and I just snapped pictures, and then this is the background.
Uh-huh.
And for her, this is what's interesting about her. This is Heidi, and this is her. Let's see if we get a better shot of her. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. So here's the seat there in the trolley. Oh, there we go. And then I put her in the seat of the trolley.
So,
So she's not even sitting in the trolley. She's sitting on a stool, and I added the seat to it in the background, and then the tracks, and then you have the full shot there.
so what got you into the film industry in the first place?
My dad used to do home movies, and like father like son, I just started doing home movies, and then I decided to do little stories. And so in high school, I did a couple little stories, and when I went on to college, I took a film studies class with this Sebastian Desai, who went to USC. So I decided I was in junior college, I decided to apply to USC, and for some silly reason, USC accepted me. So I went to film school at USC, and then after that, I went out looking for work. I didn't know anybody in the film industry, and a security guard at Disney was talking to me, and he just said, he picked up the phone, he goes, I think I have somebody here you might want to meet. So it was a security guard at Disney that got me in the doors there at Disney Studios. And from then on, it was just meeting people and secretaries who told their bosses about me, and I was just really fortunate.
So some of the productions that you worked on, you've got some pretty impressive critics.
Well, I do. I just was fortunate. I worked on a lot of things at Disney. You know, as an assistant and as an you know, animation editor. There was the Black Cauldron I worked on, but I wasn't the main editor. I was just fortunate to be on the staff. But I ended up at Universal working on Magnum PI. I worked on a number of shows that people haven't heard, but I don't know if I was an A-list editor, but I was a working editor.
Okay.
Seinfeld was one of my credits, Designing Women. I helped out with that. I always seem to always work. And
So
even in my bad years, I did well, which I was always surprised.
do you have, you must have some amazing stories. Seinfeld must have been, well, that was a show that I really loved.
Yeah. It was fun. It was interesting working with Jerry and everything. And the cast was just a lot of fun to talk with, and Julia Dreyfus and all that. The guy who played Kramer, he was weird, and we would go out to lunch, and I would say, this guy is weird, and so he was really playing himself. And Julia Louise Dreyfus was funny. Some of the funny. I worked at CBS Studios. That's where they shot these shows, and I remember Burt Reynolds and Anderson, Laurie Anderson, Lonnie Anderson.
Lonnie.
And you know how beautiful she was.
Right.
And so they were getting in their car, and I was just looking at Lonnie, going, "Wow, what a beautiful woman." And she looked up, she caught me, and I got embarrassed. I said, "Sorry," and she goes, "No, thank you." And her feeling was, if you ain't looking at me, then my career is over. You know what I mean? So she took it as a compliment that I was, and she was gorgeous.
As a film editor, you kind of have a powerful role you play in any video or movie production.
Well, it's important to you pick the right takes. Remember that things aren't shot in order, and things aren't all shot at the same time. Now in sitcoms, they usually have 4 cameras running at the same time because you have an audience. But most films are single camera, and they shoot the takes over and over until the director's happy with what he got. And you may have a close shot, over the shoulder shot, a wide shot. And the idea is to pick the best performances of these actors to make them look good. And I'll tell you, there's some actors who you just go, how do these guys get this job? And what's interesting about it is this one actor, I forgot his name, but I was working on one show, and the performance was just horrible. And so I went through and we just re-edited it and fine-tuned him and went off him when he blew the line, and then, you know, pieced together dialogue off of him. So I'd be on a close-up of you, and I would piece together his dialogue so it sounded coherent. And this guy has become, you know, you see him all the time now. And here he was horrible. He was horrible, but because of in editing, you just made him look good. He was in Galaxies of the Universe. I mean, whatever, Gladiators of the Universe. I'm so bad with names, but you know, one of the Marvel shows, and he did well. I mean, he's done very well for himself, and so it's all because of editing. You create the pace and you create the people.
You are happy and comfortable in Mariposa. Your life is a little complicated. You don't just stay at home.
No.
And when you do stay at home, you spend a lot of hours in this studio, editing films and thinking out production. You write scripts for your videos as well, right?
Yeah, I'm working on a project. I hope people like it, called Murder Most Suspect. It'll be for one of the Taste of Mariposa. So you know, they have murder mystery nights at a lot of parties and all. Well, this one will be a murder mystery movie. The movie will stop right in the middle, and during dinner there will be clues on the tables, and while you're eating you can go over the clues and try to figure out who you think is the murderer. Then right after dinner we'll play the finale, where you will find out who's the murderer, and we have about six suspects.
So I have to ask you a personal question. Okay, you are a very creative person. You have been around creative people your whole life. What's it like in Mariposa bringing your life into our community?
Well, I love Mariposa. I love the small town feel, and so it's what's great about here is that it's a small enough community that I can um, shine my light, be able to share. I mean, in a big city, I probably would not be able to have these films and be able to be as creative. Even in Burbank, was a small town, the bureaucracy has gotten bigger and bigger. So it'd be harder for me to be able to shine the light there.
Okay.
And so this community uh, is very ripe for artists to be able to share their work and make a difference.
Bill, I really appreciate you taking a few minutes and visiting with me. We're going to probably talk some more. Um, this is, as you know, what I see as basically the future of Mariposa. We're linked to technology, we're on the information highway, and we're a great place for innovative and creative people. So I would like to come back sometime and maybe we
Sure.
can talk more about some of your productions. The productions you're doing here in Mariposa right now. Have a great day.